Pisces, happy birthday season. It's Kendrick from Providence Tarot. If you're new, welcome. This is going to be your proofread for the end of February. And I'm going to go ahead and shuffle your cards. So crazy. Because I'm like, you know, I usually tell you what deck I'm using, and like for this, I just don't know. I just forgot what the name of the deck was, child. The box is right there, but like, I just forgot. And that was happening in the beginning of the videos too, as well. With what feels like was 8 hours ago. Okay. Okay, you're taking us to Pisces' world. Piscesa. Caesar salad and pizza. Is that someone's favorite combo? Yeah. All right. I wonder if you're going to get the Hangman. All right, so the Five of Pentacles is here, which is talking about some disappointment, or it could be talking about some challenges that you are facing in your reality, because you could be identifying with something that is no longer, you know, a part of you, right? These are self-limiting beliefs, right, as well, okay? These could be thoughts that are, you know, not necessarily always going to be real, or these are things that you think about yourself that are not necessarily always going to be real. This is kind of like chasing after status, perhaps, or thinking about money, or thinking about status, you know what I mean? It's kind of like the things that you thought were going to bring you that security and that comfort that you wanted out of life. Those were actually not the things, and it's something else. It's something else that's missing. You know what I mean? And it's nothing material, and the weight of the material things doesn't change it. You know what I mean? Let's go ahead and look at some more stuff too, right? It's also how you think about your body, you know? We're trying to come up with a more positive interpretation of ourselves, you know, physically, a positive body image, right? With the Five of Pentacles being here. Don't beat yourself up about something that isn't your fault, or something that you can't change, but it's something that you have to kind of like just deal and cope with, right? Because the Five of Pentacles says that you can't cover it up with things, right? You can't cover up your reality with things and with stuff, right? Or put a bandage on it, right? You can't put a bandage on everything. Some things actually require you to work, or to realize something, to see something that you need to see, right? So don't put a bandage on it, because you need to see something that you need to see, right? I can tell you that because I got this card a lot when I was putting a bandage on something that I needed to see. Or when I was making excuses for something that didn't, you know, that didn't even really deserve the excuses that I was making for it. You know? The Five of Pentacles can definitely be making excuses for yourself sometimes, right? The Ten of Pentacles is talking about all of the hard work, right? Okay, look, yeah. Because this could be like for what you didn't know, or for some things that like, you know, didn't really work out, or some adjustments that had to be made, or like all of the responsibilities that some of you may have. You may have a great deal of financial responsibilities, and that weighs on you. The Pentacles are here, and it's here. you know, and it's like no matter how glamorous your life is and no matter how much stuff you have, that's not going to change whatever it is that's actually the reason why you feel the way that you do. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like you can't cover something up. And when I say that as well, look at this person. They're a little bit older and they like, you know, they're big, right? They've gained weight. So that's related to Capricorn, okay? And it's related to what you consume and what you eat as well. And it also is talking about extremes, right? Extremes in how you do things, you know? And the extremes that you're willing to go, right? Taurus rules the throat, and it also rules what else? The inner ear, eye, nose, and throat. So the sinuses and all of that, like up in here, eye, ear, nose, and throat, because they rule the throat as well. You know, so there's something that you could be ignoring. You know, this is almost kind of like having your head in the sand too with some things, and that's why their eyes are closed. It's almost kind of like you have your eyes closed to something. You have your head in the sand with something, you know. And this person has their head in their hand. They're lost in their thoughts, right? So this is kind of like, you know, something's getting in the way of work. There's some obstacles being created, you know, or you're having to get over some obstacles, overcome some obstacles that have been, and challenges that you've been faced with for a long time. You know, and this could be financially, this could be in terms of like your physical body, right? Or this could be in terms of like just health and in general, right? Let's see. 5 of Swords, beating yourself up over something. It could be arguments or disagreements with someone, or it could be how the status quo makes you feel inadequate, right? Or it could be how the opinion of someone who feels inadequate themselves makes you feel inadequate, or you make someone feel inadequate because something makes you feel inadequate, or vice versa, whatever this is, you know. And this could have something to do with family, right? Because the 5s are related to family, and it's also related to parents and like kind of like offspring and stuff like that, you know. It could have to do with like feeling abandoned in some kind of way, right? Or you suffer from abandonment, you know. Bam. And bam. So it's like having all these things and all these people around you is the reason why you had them, because it's like it's a fear of abandonment and all of that, whatever that is. You know, not wanting to suffer alone, not wanting to go it alone, you know. But realizing, you know, if you lead yourself well through life, you will find your way, you know. You don't have to identify with someone else's truth to feel like you belong, right? Don't go towards things, you know, that are no longer for you, you know. And you have to understand when you're attracting, you have to understand when you're attracting people that you wouldn't necessarily roll with, you know. And some of you need to definitely think about, you know, the law of manifestation or the law of attraction, right? So sometimes we could still be attracting the same types of people that weren't good for us. They might be different people, but we're attracting the same types of people. And just because we might be set in some ways, some old ways, you know. So this is talking about how like old ways of conforming to habits or old perspectives, you know, die hard, right? Old beliefs die hard, right? So this could be like your belief in yourself or your disbelief in yourself. And the disbelief in yourself is brought on by other people who are following something, you know, or attached, you know, the public view to their opinion, so they're lost too, right? Because there's something that they're neglecting to remember. There's something that they're willing to forget. There's stuff that they're not able to even discover for themselves that society hasn't shown them or taught them through their day-to-day lives of being on social media, watching TV, reading magazines, whatever that is. You know what I mean? It's like people can't discover certain things for themselves because they need whatever, society, the media, the status quo, to show them what everybody else is going to be into as well, so they can attach to that. And if you don't fall in line with that, sometimes people will see you as being, they will resent you for not being them, right? Sometimes people will resent your gifts. Sometimes people will resent your talents. Sometimes people will resent your poverty, right? Because a lot of people who don't have a lot, they find other ways to be happy. And the people who do have a lot, they're not happy with that, and they can't even find, other ways to be happy because they haven't been taught to enjoy or to seek pleasure in other things that don't come from like money or stuff. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you change, people change, we change, So you start seeing value in things differently than you once did before. And some people won't change. Like, they will not start to see things differently. They will stick to their old habits, and that are like self-limiting and very reducing to them having a very fulfilled experience. So we want you to have a satisfying and fulfilled life experience, void of people that try to bring you down or change your opinion of you and who you are. Don't let somebody try to tell you who you are because they haven't had your experience. They don't come from the place you come from. They don't have the parents you have. They don't have the grandparents, the family, none of that. So I understand. And also this could be talking about therapy as well. Okay. And not putting so much focus on friendship and stuff to mix with it. Like the decadent pleasures of life, right? And indulging in that with people. Like, we can all indulge in like things with people that we don't necessarily have anything in common with, right? That's like a lot of people go to bars. Oh, I see that person at the bar, but I don't really like them. You know what I mean? Like, I can't tell you how many people I know that have said stuff like that to me. Or going to a church or being in a group of friends, like that type of stuff. It's okay. It's not like you're gonna be like abandoning some kind of like brotherhood or something. You didn't sign a contract to never change, right? Thank God that you didn't sign a contract to never change, because change is inevitable. And the fives are talking about inevitabilities that we aren't necessarily always willing to face forthright, or forthcoming. We're not forthcoming with some things with ourselves. Anyway, you're definitely realizing some things here about yourself and your life's experience that have taught you, how to change from your self-limiting beliefs, and also how to change the way that you see other people's reality and how it compares to yours. We're trying not to compare ourselves here either, you know what I mean? Because that gets dangerous as well. When we start comparing ourselves, then we become dissatisfied, right? Then we start to look for things and search for things to kind of like make up for the fact that we feel, dissatisfied because we're comparing ourselves to someone. You'll never have everything that you need to stop wanting more. if you're somebody that wants more all the time. Anyway, I gotta go. Like, share, subscribe, comment on the video. Bye, Pisces.